everyone, this video is a request from one of my new goddesses who is following this channel, and I'm going to say first of all congratulations on finding your first slaves who want to be blackmailed. And before we start, the general rule on this channel is you always start by watching my videos Find Basics, 30 Fetish video challenge and 30 Fetish video reloaded. They answer a lot of those questions, and if you have follow-up questions like this one, I'm very happy to answer them. So you have a slave who wants to be blackmailed and you are very new to this, you don't know exactly what you're doing, and oh my god, you're stressed. The first step is don't panic. If someone likes you so much that they want to be blackmailed by you as a new goddess, it means that they're going to be blackmailed and pay you and enjoy it 90% possible, so you don't have to worry that much, okay? It's not a competition, it's supposed to be fun. Another thing that you need to remember is that there is not a one-fit-all answer. I can't say to you do the same thing in all cases, because it greatly depends on the slave, their personality, and what they want, what they enjoy. But we can narrow things down, and from my experience in all of this time doing this, there are specific subcategories of slaves. By blackmail, I always refer to consensual blackmail between adults. You are not going to escalate to actual blackmail because that's a crime, you're going to be landed in jail, and I bear no responsibility. So how do you blackmail a pay pig into paying you? One thing that is very common and very easy to do is pictures. Many of my slaves who enjoy blackmail usually have they have many skeletons in their closet, okay? Some are cross-dressers, some enjoy using butt plugs, some enjoy using dildos. They send you pictures of their activities that they don't want others to find out. You save them and you quote-unquote threaten to release them if they don't pay you a specific amount, weekly, bi-monthly, every day. It's up to you and them. Usually, the people who are into this, they're more than happy to provide you with the pictures and the material that is going to incriminate them. How far do you go with this? Again, it depends on the slave. I have slaves that they have given me their personal Facebook, their mom's Facebook, all of their information willingly. There are people who have given me absolutely nothing, and all of this is just fantasy role play. The general rule is you don't pressure things too much. You ask them and you say, how far do you want to go? I always say it, I told it on my video about blackmail, that blackmail has security levels. Personally, I use 1 to 10. 1 is very minimum, and 10 is I know everything about you and I can actually ruin you. Start with a 2 to 3. Which means you may have a picture, you may have a Facebook account, but you don't exactly know their entire family. You know what I mean? It's not extreme. Because this builds stress to the sub. Many of them are compulsive people. They enjoy it the moment you do it, and then they freak out. You don't want the new sub to freak out. So you start gently and you build up the pressure. Another example that is very popular is TeamViewer. TeamViewer allows you, it's a program, they have it, you have it, in your computer. They give you an ID and password, and you can snoop around in their computer and find things that you can use against them. For example, you can find videos of them with their boyfriend when their wife doesn't know, save the video in your PC, and then threaten, again consensually, to release it. On TeamViewer, the safety is very important, and you should be very careful of slaves who want to share too much too fast. For me, I ditch people who want to give me their bank account passwords and cell phone passwords the first time we meet. Those people, they're usually loose cannon and a ticking bomb, and they're going to freak out and cause drama. At first, on the first levels of security with TeamViewer, it's okay to just look around on the computer. On second levels, you can just start saving up data that they have on their computer, and if you build such a relationship that they trust you with passwords, that's also good. One thing that many slaves like to do is you can log into their PayPal or some Cash App, depends on what you're using, and send money to yourself when you are on TeamViewer mode. Usually they're really happy when you do that, or you can log into Amazon and shop items from your own wish list, things like that. You can always ask your slave and say, how exactly do you want this fetish played? What are you into? You're not a mind reader after all, and there's no shame in that. Another example of blackmail could be incriminating activities they did with you. For example, you can record a Skype session they did with you. You can record things that they wrote to you, text, and threaten to release them. It all boils down to the slave himself. If there is a very boring person who has nothing to blackmail, then you have to create something. Have you seen those newspapers that they say if there is no crime, we send our journalists to kill someone? Something like that. So if your slave doesn't have anything, because most of them live extremely boring lives, although in their minds they're super exciting, you're going to create something. You can create a sex chat with him and then say, oh my God, what if your mom finds out? What if your wife finds out? What if your work finds out? You have seen my slave Murray, that he loves being exposed. He has one of the most extreme exposing fetishes I've ever seen, and blackmail fetishes. Murray has sent me a file with over 2,000 pictures of himself doing many extreme things that include, anyway, I'm not going to tell you what's on that file, it's very extreme. And I don't know, shouldn't we just build up some tension before we release the file? Most of those people, I know that when you are new, you're thinking, oh my God, what am I going to blackmail him with? But he sent me the file before we even talked of me owning him. So most of them, from my experience, are like that. And in your case, I wouldn't worry too much. Okay. Blackmail can happen with a variety of things, or it can happen with absolutely nothing. I know of people who want to be blackmailed when you have no actual information on them. They just roleplay and they pay you for it. Overall, for me, it's one of the most fun fetishes and most easy to make money off fetishes, but you should be always very careful to not get too greedy, not get too far, because like I said, I have met subs. I have met a human ATM sub who had a male master who was actually blackmailing him to reveal to his wife what he was doing, that he was secretly gay and tributing to men, and that person got financially ruined. And the last time I've spoken to him, because I tried to convince him to go to the police, he was still sending money to that criminal master. That's not how we do it, okay? That's not BDSM, that's extortion, and that's a felony, and you're not going to be like that. You're never going to say that Persephone advised me to exploit people's weaknesses, okay? You should always make it very clear in your transactions with those people that everything is consensual, okay? And don't do things with minors. If you see anything that is even remotely suspicious, ditch things immediately. Okay, no amount of money is worth you being involved into crimes. We break the rules, we don't break the laws. Remember that. Because you never know who is on the other side. You never know if you snoop into someone's computer what you may find out. If you see torrent installed, for example, you're done. Okay, I want to keep you safe first and foremost, and I feel, in my opinion, that there is not enough emphasizing on the safety when you're doing Fiendom. Your safety and your slave's safety. And needless to say, when you're doing blackmail, consensual blackmail, you should also be a responsible person with the pictures and with the files. Which means, if your slave wants things to remain private between you and him, you don't share those things with anyone else. You have a password in your computer, you have a password in your phone, and so on. You never know what if someone else hacks your computer. I have people trying to hack my computer all the time and my phone. I got another email from Google saying that someone tried and of course failed because I have so many systems installed, but I'm just saying to you, you shouldn't treat those things irresponsibly, and it's okay, because if this actually gets exposed, the person may even commit suicide. Better safe than sorry. I say this because I see many people being irresponsible and sending to their friend what they did with the slaves today. That's not right. That's unprofessional, and it's going to give you a bad name. If you get a bad name as an unreliable, irresponsible person, it's over. Do you understand? It's over, and you don't want this to happen to you. And I say this because there are many people who say, why do you feature so many of your slaves in your channel? Those people, they're like 5% of the people that I actually work with, or they are my subs, and they paid me to be featured. They like being featured. I never feature anyone without their consent. And you shouldn't do that either. Okay? So even if someone makes you mad, you don't actually expose them against their consent. With their consent and with pay, yes. The other question, how much I charge when I blackmail, it depends on the financial state of your slave. The usual prices could be $30, $50 to $100. That's the average. Depends on the slave. I don't suggest taking too much too fast. 30 to 50 the first time is okay. The second time, it's totally okay to take 100. And you see it from there. The general rule is they have to be inconvenienced, they have to suffer, but they do not have to actually go bankrupt. Because I had a moron living on his car, I always say this and people get surprised, because he paid the rent in tributes. and then he had to go eat at his mom's. That's not my problem, but because that's not how I like to do things, I'm saying that you can always ask your slave how far is he okay with going. And many of them don't take anything that men say very seriously. Many of them say, I'm willing to give you everything, I'm willing for you to destroy me, and when you're a noob, you may think that they mean it, they don't mean it. It's just role play, it's just what gets them hard, and you should be the logical and the responsible one and keep them on a very tight leash, okay? Thank you for watching.